So, hello everyone. We're back with episode 2
Yo, come back.
and talk about spontaneity and talk about, like following our urges and whatever our emotional authority dictates. This recording is being done less than 5 minutes after the initial first episode recording. Totally unplanned. And guess why? Because we are processing what happened in the first. And we literally thought that it's a good idea to actually share this motherfucker with you guys.
I mean, it's the process. It's what we've been talking about. It's
Yeah.
what we do, and it is funny as hell. So might as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So, just so you guys get a little bit of sense of how our conversations actually go. I mean, we have all kinds of conversations, obviously, but this is one of the, let's say, less seen parts of how people interact in society. Like, like the conversations we don't really show with other people. We go quite deep into analysis, let's say. So I'm just going to point out how in the first recording I said that one of my deepest traumas is like showing up like this in relationships and, like, let's say being authentic rather than people pleasing in the way that I show up, and how this podcast helps me in that and being outrageously playful. And guess what my inner critic was saying after we finished recording? It was starting to say how I could have shown up much better. I could have had so much more energy, so much more fun. I don't know, have had much more wisdom to share,
Be more in the mood.
being more in the mood. Like all of the things that I have been pressured as a human being to act like, because it's not live like, it's act like. So, as I was also saying, this podcast is a chance for me to kind of, ground myself in this kind of a practice when it comes to other people as well. I have mastered this. I've gotten really good at doing this with close friends like Gabriela is for me. And when I say close friends, I mean family. Like Gabriela is my family through and through, like in more ways than I could ever express.
You
And
almost
I
was just
I'll keep telling her all the time so that she doesn't forget, so that I don't forget as well. And she is the one
17?
grounding me.
How many years? 17?
17. I think this is our 18th. This is our 18th.
Oh,
Yeah, of course. So if you count the total days, it's gonna be very weird. But we don't do that. We've known each other since university, so that works. But in the last couple of years, when we've gone really in depth of, let's say, the emotional side of life, Gabriela has been for me like a very stabilizing and grounding energy. You can know about myself that I'm a Gemini. I'm totally fucking air sign, like all kinds of air that you can possibly imagine. And Gabriela is a Leo. We always joke that she's more of a Taurus now than anything, but
I'm a Leo sun and Taurus moon and rising, so there is a lot of Taurus in there.
yeah, yeah.
Very, very grounding, very earth energies.
And it's going to be fun to see this in our dynamic as well, because there's things that, one of us can hold space for and the other one needs to clear it out and so on. So it's a beautiful dynamic in the way that, we have connected.
Yeah, it was hilarious because after the episode, you were like, I need more structure and I need to be more serious about this. And I was like, are you hearing? So we are going to have moments when we feel like recording, but one of us is just not in the outrageously playful mood. If there's even a mood for that, because for me, it's being playful with all our moods. It's
Yeah.
if we feel like showing up and being here, we do with whatever's present, like
Yeah.
with crying, with all kinds of emotions, with feeling like shit, with feeling like we look like shit because that's not even the case. Oh, with all the swearing. Hi.
Yeah.
Part of me is
We're
a
here
sailor.
for it. And I think I'm coming
With
to the realization.
all of our multidimensionality and all of our bigness and all of our
And all of our squirrel moments. Yes, and I had an interruption for a second, and I was just realizing that this is actually one of my biggest visions coming true. For me, this year has been insane already, and it's just the 22nd of January. Not to say that the other ones weren't. I'm not even trying to classify anything at this point. I am definitely enjoying a hell of a life, and it's very beautiful and deep and difficult sometimes. But it is very interesting to see how the moment when I completely forget that I had a certain vision or that I wanted something in particular and I really worked my ass off for it for sometimes years, I mean, most times, it comes to fruition. And I think that what Gabi was just saying now reminded me of that one of the things that I was deeply missing from social media when it kind of became a part of my life, which is in the early, just before the pandemic, so like late 2019 or something like this. The part that was missing for me was this part in which I could see a full human. Like, I am very, very, very grateful for having seen so many important parts in various reflected in various humans, practices, parts, sharings, all of that, so that I can build on my own persona. But I think one of the things that I deeply, deeply lost or did not see or couldn't imagine was seeing people in their wholeness. That is still something very deeply missing in society. And Gabi and I have been lucky enough to be able to build a relationship in which we have seen each other in every possible, I'm going to dare say that, circumstance that we both are familiar with. Or if it didn't live between us, we shared about it from other people's experiences or other experiences from the outside. So I would love to bring that forward. And I'm leaving this here because it's both a vision I had and it's both an intention that I want to live this way and I want to embrace that this is life and to see all of this life unfolding as being something fun and as being like hell of a roller coaster, as we usually say. Hell of a ride.
Roller coaster, it's not at the beginning of the year where I right there with you. So it's like it's been intense already. But yeah, our journey these last 5, 6 years or so since we got on the personal development, spiritual, yada yada wagon, been fun and intense and all the things. Yeah, so it's showing up as we are. My word for the year for 2025 is authenticity. Yay! So I will try to be as practice what I preach and be as open, honest, and vulnerable as I can, which is what I try to bring to all of my relations and conversations as much as possible. Even more so, like to not hide the emotions I'm less comfortable with.
Yeah.
That space to exist as well.
And I think this would be beautiful for both of us in sharing this together, which we already do, but also in showing this live and showing this publicly. It's like a permission slip or a permission card, to say that this is totally fine. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of discussions, a lot of talks, a lot of emotions. And I think there's going to be also the sheer joy and mutual respect and, let's say, the holding the hands and going together in life energy that we have between us. And I think that's beautiful.
Love, love, be sharing the love as well, walking each other home.
So hop on.
And you get to walk alongside us.
Yep. So hop on the journey and then you can also follow our Instagram accounts. Yeah. And I wish that people write to us and people connect with us, because I don't want this to be, I mean, it can be whatever it needs to be. I don't have a problem with it, but I would love for people to actually reach out and just, I don't know, take us out for a coffee and stuff like this. We're always both traveling. We're in different countries. We're in Europe now, but who knows where we're next. So whenever, feels the urge to reach out to us, I would freaking love that. And of course, we'll see We'll try to see the messages if we do. We'll try to see it in time, but we did believe in divine timing. So if something is to happen, it will happen. And that would be lovely to just talk to other people, maybe invite you on the podcast, see you for a coffee, whatever aligns and whatever floats our boats. And I made the rhyme. I made the city rhyme.
And we'll have episodes that we do individually, some that we do, like you said, with other people. Like maybe you're meeting up with someone and you decide to record it, that kind of thing. We'll see. It's all, like I said, it's all still a work in progress without any particular structure or plan or whatever. So we'll just see how it goes and how it flows.
It'll be fun.
That's for sure. And outrageous.
Yeah. We're definitely outrageous from the country we've been brought up and born in. We are definitely outrageous human beings.
Yeah.
And I love shaking this status quo and the expectation of how life is supposed to be. I am all for it.
How we're supposed to be. That's the first thing, we're shaking up, each other's expectation of how we're supposed to be, of how this space is supposed to be and look like.
Yeah.
Everything goes out the window.
And I think that's the interesting thing about it. I never imagined that I would be the person I am today. Like, I had intentions. I had things I wanted to do, but what the fuck? Who am I kidding and shit? And I'm a smart person. Okay, I believe myself to know stuff. Oh my god. But even more, yeah.
There's no way you could have known this, right?
No, and I'm not even going to start with the experiences that got me here, like universe after universe after universe. So yeah, I'm a full constellation of universes, as any other human being is, but I see it. I talk about it. And I just want to mention this idea that, you start off with an intention, but the way to get to your intention, what you get along the way and what you actually get at the end when you reach said intention is infinitely, infinitely more beautiful and more powerful and more humbling than anything I could have ever imagined. Like, if I would have spent from now 10 years dedicated to writing an imaginary science fiction book of what I could achieve with one intention, I would not be like even 0.01% close to what the universe can offer me when I have an intention, I follow it, and I let go of the results or what's happening and just keep my direction. Life is so much more beautiful. And I feel like in this current situation, for me at least, the idea of becoming authentic meant so little in comparison to what I have achieved with it. And the person that I am now in the action of actually sharing this with the world is never something that I imagined, but I am so deeply grateful for it. And I just want to share that is the whole idea, just follow whatever your heart wants you to do in this current moment and just sit back and be fucking amazed by what it actually brings you. It's beyond expectation.
Or the nudges of excitement. Well, with gratitude for where these beautiful nudges have gotten us so far, and with openness to where they will continue to lead us way beyond our imagination. Until next time.
And much love to everyone on the journey. Hey!
Bye!